Good morning, students. This is Sonu sir, and we are going to learn the very important chapter. The story that we are going to take up today is the ashes that made trees bloom. This is basically a Japanese folk tale, and Japanese folk tale means a kinds of a story being created for the people that they can understand and learn the very value of life, and they can exemplate it in their day-to-day life. All the same, this story written by William Elliot Griffis, who is supposed to be very creative writer who writes especially about the animals and the day-to-day life experience of the people, and that is liking in us also. Here, Japan. About Japan, one thing is being said that it is also said to be the rising land of sun. The people of this country is supposed to be very hardworking and disciplined in their work, in their duty. That lots of things we need to learn from these people. Here, this story talks the very moral, the moral of life, the moral values of life that we should understand, that we will learn through the story, and we will try to just exemplate all the things in our day-to-day life. Here, it is the story of 19th century in Japan, when there used to be daimyo. Daimyo, is said to be the landlord who is supposed to be very powerful. They had their special army and the people, their guards, and they used to just look after the kingdom that they used to occupy that place. Here, daimyos, when their procession used to start by the road and in public places, the people need to just kneel down in the respect of daimyo. The men used to come out and clear the road and order the people to kneel down, because the procession of the daimyo is coming and the people used to follow all the same. So daimyo used to be said very powerful person, and the person who used not to just obey the order, they used to be hanged or they used to be punished for their mistakes. Here, Otento-sama. Otento-sama is supposed to be the sun in Japan. The people of Japan used to tell Otento-sama to sun. And Muko is supposed to be very interesting character of this story, who teaches us lots of things in our life. There are lots of things to learn from this character, Muko, dog. There are many stories that animals are being the part of the character of the story, but even being as animal, they give lots of things to understand. Here, the dog, Muko, supposed to be very affectionate, very loving, very attached to the old couple. In this story, we find there is an old couple. By profession, they are supposed to be farmer, and farmer who are supposed to be very hardworking, right from morning to evening. They have to just do work hard for their livelihood in the field, and this couple had no children, and that's why they need to have a pet, and they look after the pet as their own child. They never discriminated with the dog as an animal. They behaved with the dog as their own child. Here, we find rarely that being as we human being, we never treat with animals, we never give respect to them. So this story also give one of the best uh, ideas that we should never try to do so with the animals, because they also understand. They don't communicate, they don't have the power of communication, they cannot just tell us how much heart they have and how much love they have towards us, but they understand very good and very well that how much love my master have towards me and how much hatred the people have towards them. They understand very well. Here the Muko also understand the beautiful life is being given to him, understands, and just return also, give in return to the old couple. Right from morning to the evening they are going to the farming, and the dog with them is also just conveying. One day what happened, the dog came running to the old farmer and started indicating something, started putting his paws on the body of the farmer, and he understood that it is the very usual behavior of the dog, but it was not so. Time and again the dog was just putting his paws and just making to and fro, just going sometimes in all directions where the farmer was working in the field. Now the farmer took his hoe and a spade. Hoe, in villages you might have seen the farmers using hoe, that is said to be in Hindi khurpi जिसको हम बोलते हैं, and a spade that is for tilting the farmer use, that is said to be फावड़ा जिसको हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं. He took these two things and went near the dog started just live scratching on the ground, and at the same place the farmer started to dig that place and found nothing. A pot of gold, become very much delighted, and after that friends, relatives and neighbors were invited for feast. Here he was supposed to be very much poor, but in no time after getting the gold he became rich and provided food, clothes, especially to the downtrodden people in society. Especially in his neighborhood, he saw that there are some people who had a lack of food, lack of clothes, and he provided them. But one thing, when you have progress, when you have success, there are lots of people in society who are very of envious nature, who are very jealous, who have jealous towards you. And all the same, one of the neighbors was surprised. Especially the people are most of the time worried about your success, and in my opinion it is worthless, it is useless to worry about other success. It is better to worry than we should just focus and understand ourselves, our ability, and try to learn from our mistakes and all the things. But here he did just opposite and wanted to know. He did all the same. He also took, but he was not of the good nature. He used to be very not kind-hearted. He had his very bad behavior and bad nature towards animal. Basically, whenever he used to see the dogs in his surroundings, especially near his house, he used to kick out. He used to just chase them away and beat them harshly. The animals are, as we understand, they are not so. We understand that we will hit them and they will respect us. It is not so. And they will come to us and they will love us. Not at all. It is the love, respect, all the things is applied in all the creature